Hello, this is Dr. G. Rex Kruhly, the founder of Depth Healing, and I am making this video for you regarding the anger collective that took place a little while ago, and also to provide some information for you about frequencies and how depth healing works and so forth. So first and foremost, we are now a good ways into the monthly collectives. We started off with the body, and then we started going into some very specific emotional negative energies. And this one we just did was anger. Now, the thing I want you to know is that all of the collectives work synergistically together. You can think of, let's say you wanted to go to the anger one, you didn't go to the one on fear. You can do that, but it's not anywhere near as effective as for the people who do go to fear, and then they do go to anger, and they do go to anxiety, because all of those frequencies are entangled. All of these different frequencies and categories affect your physiology, your health, levels of pain, tiredness. They affect your energy systems of the prana body, your acupuncture meridian chakra system. They affect your consciousness because they color all of your perceptions. They give you a particular frequency or vibration, which through the law of resonance gives you your life. So you can see some people, you wonder why everything goes wrong for them, or they're always in abusive relationships. Or they're always very poor. Well, that's the law of resonance, and the law of resonance is being caused by their vibration and frequency, and that traces down to their perceptions, which traces down to whatever content is in their subconscious mind relative to that area of their life. Now, you can have different areas of life. For instance, for 30 years, I enjoyed a rather prestigious martial career, one of the best while I was active in the entire Western Hemisphere. But at the same time that I had all of my success there, I had no success financially, irregardless of. So what I'm saying is, you can have multiple perception sets in different areas of your life, and those perceptions give you a frequency in that area of your life, which gives you that experience in that area of your life, which can be completely different from another area of your life, okay? Because we're very complex beings. So the point I want you to understand is, like for instance, anger. Anger is stored largely in the liver and the gallbladder. And that's some of the physiology for anger. If you are, like I lived in a state of rage for nearly 30 years, what that did was that caused not only visceral issues, I also had structural issues. My back broke in half when I was 27, 3 knee operations, so many problems. That's from anger. So we are going through anger. Now, why is depth healing different than other systems? What makes us so unique? And why are these collectives so important? Here's why. Because of the profound nature of depth healing, when I am going into a field like fear or anger, whichever one we're doing, what I first do at the very beginning of the clearing is go into the very beginning of your subconscious mind literally conception through the womb, and I locate the very first downloads or imprints that created the category of anger for you. Everyone has the category anger. Everyone has the category fear. But there is the initial download that creates that foundational energy we call anger. And then any kind of experience or circumstance that is related to or interpreted as with anger, and that's all going to be happening from your mom or your dad. You're not interpreting anything. Anything that they interpret or perceive that makes them angry, that is downloaded at a rate of in detail of 40 million bits of information per second, and it's downloaded onto that file called anger that has been created. What I do with depth healing, unlike anybody else that I'm aware of in the world, we go straight in there and we find it and disassemble the very first download, creating that category of emotion. Then I go to the very second one. Exactly when did it occur? How much was there? How strong was it? It will be disassembled and removed. The third one, sometimes I go fourth, fifth, sixth, all the way through until they pass the age of 6 and they're in their 7th year or beyond. Why do I do that? Because at the age of 7, the frontal cortex, the thinking part of the brain, activates for the first time. So I want to, when I'm doing these collectives, I'm taking it, all the downloads that are constructing the category of anger or fear, whatever one we're doing, removing them all so that there's no foundation for that kind of emotion or negative energy anymore. The foundation is gone. Excuse me. Once the foundation is gone, then we come up to the present time right now with me, and we find out if there are any active programs on any level of your consciousness that are still producing or sustaining the perception and the emotion and the energy of anger. If we find one, it is disassembled and removed. Once that occurs, your field, your mind, your subconscious is free of that. That reorganizes your brain, reorganizes your field, changes all of your perceptions, lifts your consciousness. Now, during my anger collective, I was explaining about on YouTube that nowadays they have all these nice frequencies that you can see right on YouTube. They'll have like the frequency of love, like I don't know what they figured it out, like 836 hertz is this, and 436 hertz is this, and that's true. And it's also about 99.9% worthless. Completely worthless. And here's why. And I've tested them all out. It's a general, so let's say 436 hertz, I think that's love or something. So that's true. So they just send the one frequency. Well, guess what? I just finished a 2-hour session with a lady, my client, and I wanted to bring her up to a state of happiness, not love, just happiness. So I had to run through an hour and a half, probably between 100 and 200 different frequencies, all highly specific to her and her field and her needs, to detoxify her until she was ready after an hour and a half to have her state raised to the level of happiness, not even love, happiness. If I had just gone to the frequency of happiness and not done the 100 to 200 frequencies specific to disassemble where she actually was, emotionally, psychologically, all of the negative downloads she had that began for her at the age of 2. If I don't do that and I just pipe her in a field of the 400, whatever it is, 800, whatever it is, it does basically nothing. Because she's not ready, it doesn't mean anything. Sometimes you'll get maybe a benefit 1 out of 10, maybe even 3 out of 10. While they're playing it, it won't heal anything. It has to be specific, completely specific. And every single person is completely different. Completely different. Now, I had an experience. I purchased Scalar technology years ago. Scalar technology. Cost me a fortune. And I had a lovely client in California. And middle-aged. I wanted to send her. I thought, you know what I'll do for her, because she's lived such a tortured life. Excuse me, I gotta adjust myself here. She had lived such a tortured childhood, almost satanically tortured. I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll send her love 24 hours a day. I'll put her on the sender. There's a sender receiver with the Scalar technology, and I'll send her love. So I made it specific for her, sending unconditional love, turned it on. Within, I want to say a couple of hours, I get a phone call. That frequency was so strong, and you know, it's sending it continuously. Every minute of every hour that I have that thing turned on. It opened up Pandora's box, because she had been satanically tortured for her entire young life. That thing opened up Pandora's box. It was too much, too fast, too powerful. She went into a massive spiritual, emotional, and physical emergency. Like, I'm talking emergency. And luckily she was able to reach me. And it took me a long time. I had to try to undo that, shut that machine off. I had to do a whole ceremony. I had to write things down and then burn it. And it was a huge, dangerous, traumatic experience for that lady. I've never used scalar frequency again. And what that experience taught me was how much I respect the system the divine gave me. Because the divine designed this system. I didn't design anything. I never heard of any of this stuff. Everything I do was channeled to me, for me. So the thing that I learned from that experience is just how amazing and blessed and profound depth healing is. Because I'm able to specifically select the appropriate frequencies at the specific level of the client, what they're able to and ready to take, what they're not ready to take. There's no danger, nothing, because it's completely appropriate. When I'm building up their system, you don't just take somebody and say, I'm going to immerse myself in the frequency of unconditional love and raise myself to unconditional love. Yeah, well, like Sri Bhagavan would say, best of luck to you. When you get there, you give me a call and tell me about that, because that'll never work, ever. If it ever worked, everybody would just do it, and there wouldn't be a need for anybody like me. So I want you to understand that. You can listen to those things. There's certainly nothing wrong with it. Now, on the YouTube channel, they're not piping energy like my Scalar technology. They don't do that. It's not that it's going to really help you, and it's not going to hurt you. It's just better than listening to some kind of garbage. But if you want actual evolution and real change, if you need cognitive dissonance removed, you have to understand energy psychology, energy frequencies. It has to be completely specific, tailored exactly to your needs. And there's no shortcut to any of that stuff. Anybody that tries to tell you there is selling you a bill of goods. So anger, we had a profound, phenomenal session. All of the sessions we've done so far have been absolutely profound. And what I'm very excited about is they're building. They're building one on top of the other and getting deeper and deeper and more and more and more profound. And then if you go through one of the collectives and it stirs up something, or there's something that has not been cleared, or you have symptoms, you call me and we clear that on the private basis, because that is something so specific to you, it did not get touched in that collective. Now, collectives are a morphic field physics experience, and that is that's what makes us the most unique in the world of all. And what that means is all of the data in your subconscious mind is coupled to all the data in the subconscious mind of all the people there. Now, a lot of times my collectives are international audience. Talk about from different geophysical locations with just everything. Age, all kinds of. So the total conglomerate of information, see, the subconscious mind by the age of 7, if you do the math, it's about 10 quadrillion bits of information that has been accumulated. Well, 10 quadrillion times, we seat a maximum of 100 people in the collective. 10 quadrillion times 100. Do the math. So I'm able to go in with depth healing and clear that. You know how valuable that is? You have any idea how unique that is? Nobody can do that. Not that I'm aware of. We're doing that. And it's reflected in my clients. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope you understand the difference between just, throwing a nice frequency on the wall and letting it stick, or a highly specific surgical procedure, which is tailored entirely by the clients. I'm not tailoring anything, nothing. It's all led by and controlled by the fields of my clients. And it's happening in real time. That, folks, is depth healing. So we have a real big one coming up. I believe it's anxiety. One of the kingpins of kingpins. Don't miss it. Go to the website, depthhealing.org. Check out everything we got going. The collectives are only $50. It doesn't get better than that. Make sure you get to the full moon Seva and tell the entire world about that Seva ceremony. All of the collectives and the Sevas should be jam-packed. We are trying to impact the world, not just for ourselves, but to save this planet, save all the animals, save everything. It requires collectives. And of course, get in and have your specific tailored sessions with me at least once a month. It's the greatest investment you'll ever make. That is never wasted money. My life is proof of that. I always put my money and time there, and now I live like I live here, you know. If you could only see how I used to live, you'd never believe it, folks. So I love you all. God bless. See you soon. Bye for now.